Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've been hearing all the buzz about a new racket sport that's just taking over the world, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're diving deep into paddle. That's right, we're talking about the fastest growing sport on the entire planet. And guess what? By the end of this quick explainer, you are gonna know everything you need to grab a racket, step on the court, and start playing. So let's get you ready for your first match. So what exactly is paddle? Well, the easiest way to wrap your head around it is to think of it as the love child of two other sports you probably already know. And this just nails the concept perfectly. You're taking the scoring you already know from tennis, and you're mashing it up with a four-walled, glass-enclosed court, a lot like squash, where those walls are a huge part of the game. It is literally the best of both worlds. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual gameplay. The very first thing you need to know is the serve. And hey, if you're a tennis player, do me a favor. Forget everything you know about tossing the ball way up and smashing it. Padel is all about the underhand serve. It's actually beautifully simple. Okay, so you're gonna stand behind the service line. You have to let the ball bounce once on the ground. That part is mandatory. Then you strike the ball, but it has to be at or below your waist level, and you aim diagonally across the court into the opposite service box. That's it, that's the serve. It's designed for control, not for overpowering your opponent, which is what sets up these amazing rallies. The key here is to keep these rules in your back pocket so your serve stays legal. Both feet have to be behind the line, and don't even think about stepping on it. That waist level rule, it's non-negotiable. And you have to keep at least 1 foot planted on the ground, so no jumping serves here. These rules make the serve the start of the point, not the end of it, and that's why you get these long, exciting rallies. All right, let's talk points. How do you actually win? Well, if you've ever watched or played even a little bit of tennis, you're about 90% of the way there. This is gonna feel super familiar. Yep, the point progression is exactly the same. You win the first point, the score's 15. Win the second, it's 30. The third one gets you to 40. And that fourth point, that wins you the game. Simple as that. But what happens when things get really close? This is where Padel throws in a really cool twist. At 40 all, or what tennis players call deuce, you actually have a choice. There are 2 ways the game can end from here, depending on the rules you're playing with. Okay, so check this out. You've got 2 options. On one hand, you can play classic mode, which is straight up tennis. You have to win by 2 points. You win 1 to get advantage, then you gotta win the next one to seal the deal. Or you can play pro mode with the golden point. This is pure sudden death drama. 1 single point decides the entire game. And get this, the receiving team even gets to pick which one of them will receive the serve. It's so intense. Okay, let's zoom out a bit from games to sets. Again, it's very similar to tennis. The first team to win 6 games wins the set. But you've got to have a 2-game lead. So a 6-4 score, you win the set. But if it's 6-5, you keep playing. And if you end up tied at 6 all, well, that's when the real fun begins. Welcome everyone to the tie break. This is the ultimate test of nerve, the pressure cooker that decides a set that has gone right down to the wire. So what is a tie break? Think of it as just a special game to decide the winner when you're deadlocked at 6 games apiece. Whoever wins this one game wins the entire set with a final score of 7-6. And what's the magic number you're shooting for in this high-stakes game? It's 7. First to 7 points. But you know there's always a catch, right? So in the tiebreak, we ditch the whole 15, 30, 40 system. We just count points like normal people, 1, 2, 3, and so on. You have to get to 7, but you also have to win by a 2-point margin. So scores like 7-5 or even 8-6 are pretty common. The serve rotates in a specific pattern, and to keep things totally fair, you switch ends of the court every 6 points. Okay, so you know how to serve and you know how to score. Now let's get into some insider tips, the stuff that'll make you look like you've been playing for years and help you dodge those classic rookie mistakes. Let's play a little myth or fact. Picture this, you hit a serve, it just barely clips the top of the net, but it still lands perfectly in the service box. We call that a let. It's basically just a do-over. Now, some people will tell you that you only get a couple of those before you lose the point. So what do you think, myth or fact? It is a total myth. Don't let anyone tell you differently. The rule is crystal clear. If the serve is good, otherwise, a let just means you take it over. You could do it 10 times in a row, and it's still just a replay of the serve. The bottom line is, you get unlimited do-overs on that one. And to finish up, here are 2 sneaky little faults to watch out for. First, if your serve lands in the box but then hits the sidewire fence before it bounces a second time, sorry, that's a fault. And second, and this one gets beginners all the time, your serve absolutely cannot touch any part of your own court, not the walls, not the fence, before it crosses the net. You've got to keep it clean.
So there you have it, serving, scoring, tiebreaks, and a little myth busting. You now have the complete toolkit to get out there and start playing the world's fastest growing sport. The only question left is, when's your first game?